Simu zimekuwa silent.
Oh, we're good? Alright, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and everybody else in the online community, this is The Locker Room. Broadcasting to the millions and millions of people that are just chilling on a Saturday afternoon in Nairobi, Kenya.
And to the world.
And to the world. Yeah, digital space.
To the world.
To everyone, yeah.
Yes.
Welcome to The Locker Room. I am called Sammy. I'm called Sammy. And today, yes, exactly. I like that drum roll. I like that drum roll, yeah?
There's something I forgot to do.
What? We miss a how.
Anyway,
yeah. So today we're gonna have two of London's biggest clubs. Two of London's biggest clubs. We've got Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yes.
And today we're gonna discuss who is the biggest club in London.
Yes.
Today is when we're going to establish that. So that the banter going forward is, atakama one team beats the other, we're like, it's fine, but I'm the biggest club in London.
Yeah.
So, Istanbul.
Istanbul.
Istanbul. Yeah. So today, we have, of course, I'm Sammy, joined by locker room teammate. Wait,
you know my name.
He's called...
Just say my name, man.
You see, my
Just
niggas,
say it.
my new guys like gratification and recognition.
Because don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know who we be. You know who we bees. You know who we bees.
Yeah, the guy is sucking six.
We got Chris Maratha here, representing the red half of Manchester United.
Yes.
We got Nyash.
Wait.
What?
We need to do the introduction better.
Yeah.
You know, like how they do it when it's a heavyweight title bout. You know how they Ladies and gentlemen, in the red corner,
Yes,
hailing from North London, representing Arsenal Football Club,
the biggest.
we present to you Nyash. Then there'll be a drum roll, then there's some jingles and stuff like that. AKA from Football Day, just AE as well.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright, so Nyash, of course, like you said, Football Digest, it's my channel. We also do the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just talking about football. There we eat, sleep, football, repeat. Like football and steroids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Football unites us, and that's why we're here today. And representing the blue side of London.
The lesser
right?
side.
The blue side of London.
In the blue corner. Weighing in at 265 pounds.
The most successful English football club in the last decade.
Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Mr. Chelsea. Let's get it.
And
still.
the biggest club.
We'll get to that.
No.
That is subject to debate. That is subject to debate.
Subject to debate.
Yes.
So, guys, we're going to get straight into it. Who's the biggest club in London? Arsenal, Chelsea fans out there, even if you're a Man U, Liverpool, City, whatever, Spurs fan, yeah?
Can we
join in the conversation and just listen in and tell us, because these are basically the representatives today for Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yes.
Right? So, you're going to tell us if they've come through for their team. Because if they don't, you see what's on the table here. You see what is on the table here.
This is supposed to serve two purposes.
Yeah.
One, the guy who we feel has taken the L according to you is gonna have a sip of this, and also this is from Annabelle Mwende as well. We have to give her another shout out.
Yeah.
This is the third bottle she's given us from Diageo, from Jose Cuervo. So asante sana Annabelle Mwende. We really appreciate the support you give the locker room. Asante sana. So this is gonna be used for the trivia session. We have 10 questions for Arsenal, we have 10 questions for Chelsea. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Yes. So it's going to serve both purposes. And also, we have the TLR t-shirt here up for grabs. So now, I don't know whether Sam will decide to give whoever wins here, or we give to someone out there based on the comments they make.
Exactly.
So we'll have to decide that.
Exactly. I mean, on the locker room, you either get a t-shirt or you get banter. Basically, that's
or you
that's
get
what
high.
happens. Or you get high.
Or you get high.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, let's get into it. Let's get into this. I'm so excited for this, Yanni. Chris was telling me the whole week that Nyash and Anto are the OGs when it comes to their clubs. There's nothing that goes over these guys' heads. Literally nothing. And with the discussions that we were having before we were shooting in the preparation, behind the scenes and all that, I got to listen to them, and I'm like, Mazé Arce is like, they know their stuff, but the lineup of questions we have
For the trivia session.
Which
Which is
we're
going to
gonna
be
have.
at the tail end of the show, so stick around.
We're really gonna test them, and we're
Yeah.
gonna test you as well. So listen to the question, all right? Now I know you're at home or whatever watching this. Nini, I'm yours at your side chick's place. Don't Google. I'll say I'll Google. Don't Google. That's the rule. Don't Google. Don't search this stuff up. Don't search this stuff up when I ask the questions, all right? We're gonna give these guys 15 seconds to answer a question because we want to keep it moving, right? 15 seconds, gentlemen.
Yeah, fair.
Right? Alright? So, who's the biggest club in London? The first talking point of the day, alright? I don't think it's a big talking point per se.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to start with the club's history.
Yes.
Okay? Arsenal Football Club was founded in 1886.
Oh, jeez.
I wasn't even a sperm at that time. Yeah. We
That
have
was your
Chelsea Football Club was established.
Neither was his dad's
That
dad.
was his dad's
Yeah,
dad.
exactly. Chelsea Football Club established in 1905, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
10th March.
Yes.
Hey.
10.
Hey, we say back on the exact
Back on the
hour.
dates.
It's like he was there in that meeting. On the exact hour where they decided, you know what, Stamford Bridge has been lying idle
Yeah.
as a venue to Kujenga Stadium hapa,
Yeah.
and we're gonna call this club Chelsea. Afu akasign 2:04 p.m.
Yes.
Alikuwapo. Anto was there.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, again, we're just talking about when they established. Obviously, Arsenal has more history in terms of longevity.
Nika firstborn.
Exactly. They're the
Ako
first one.
Nika firstborn.
They're the first
London.
ones. They're the first ones, yeah?
Yeah.
But in terms of figuring out who's the biggest club in London, that doesn't really matter, alright?
Yeah.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter. Do you agree? Do you agree? Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
So we're gonna talk about what matters. This is something that's really key. Something that's really key, and it's something that Spurs fans do not relate to. The
Yeah.
trophy cabinet. The trophy cabinet.
Hey, but
right?
they're mapema.
Hey,
They're already
that's
throwing shots at Spurs either. They're cousins to this table. They're distant relatives.
No, they are
This
nowhere
table.
near.
They're distant
If
relatives.
you don't have any title, we can't relate with you.
They're partying from outside the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I see two mziki huko kwa parking
They
lot.
can't get in.
But they can't get in.
They can't get in.
So the trophy cabinet. Now, just off the top.
Yeah.
With both of you. Are you both aware of who has more major honors than the other? I mean, I'm just asking. Just asking.
If you're talking about major honors, I don't even think you need to put Chelsea in the conversation. We have way much more than them, so.
Well, it goes back to the definition of major honors. I mean, if you stack up 14 or whatever FA Cups that they have, and a gazillion charity shields that they have,
And league titles. Don't forget.
against the biggest trophy in European football, which is the UCL.
Yes.
I mean,
I mean, if you're
Chris.
talking about trophies, like we said, we're talking about major honors, right?
Yes.
So how many do they have?
Since
How many do we have?
since your inception, I'm
Yeah.
talking about all
Biggest
competitions. All competitions. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about the EPL only.
But you have the stats with you.
Which is what I was going to tell you. This is where you come in. See, they're arguing.
Yes.
Come in with the facts.
Oh, okay.
Come in with the facts.
Chelsea, I even know about these other guys because, you know, I want to be clear about
Okay,
them being
okay.
smaller.
Alright.
These dudes have 6 league titles since inception.
Yes.
Since 1905, they have
Yes.
6 league titles, less than Everton. I think equal with Sunderland. Less than Aston Villa.
Okay.
6 league titles, right?
Yeah.
Of which 5 have been won since 2004.
Yeah.
So it's basically like they didn't exist before 2004.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there was
Actually,
league competition
in
there.
the Premier League era, they've
Yeah.
won.
It's a Premier League.
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See them?
Yeah, they've
Chelsea
won
have
5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even before the Premier League era, there was competition for leagues,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was called the first division.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was
English
there. In
first
terms of league titles, they were there.
Yeah.
It's different.
They had
because of
one.
Maybe the naming and maybe more lucrative.
Or the
nowadays.
format.
Yeah,
How many
the
teams could
format,
participate?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But they have 6.
Yeah.
5 of which have been won the last, decade or something.
And
So
you?
us, we have 13 league titles.
Okay. And how many in the Premier League era?
Premier League we have 3.
Thank you.
But it doesn't change the fact that
Just
they are league titles.
No,
We're talking about titles.
there was some
League
resistance.
titles.
Wait, slow down.
It doesn't even matter.
There was-
Premier League. It doesn't
There was
even
some
matter.
resistance. I think
There's
there
some
was
static.
13.
There's some static.
There's some static. It's called, then you say stop the Q-tip when there's resistance. So until you
It
say
is 3 in the Premier League era,
Okay.
right?
only 3
Only 3 versus 5.
versus 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that huge a difference, is it?
And just to be clear, how long ago did the Premier League era start?
1992.
1992.
So how many years ago? Almost 30 now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's not pretend like there was no league
But
football
that will
before.
come in later. Yeah.
Yes.
There was league football before.
Okay.
Yeah, only that now it's called Premier League. It's there was league competition then. So 6 versus 13. Is there anything to talk about?
There's nothing to discuss.
Wait, Chris, about
mean,
tell the people.
Okay, but listen.
Let me say something.
Let me
Let me
back,
say
it needs to be
something.
back,
yeah.
Let me say something. You see, it's who you picked also to win these leagues.
Yeah.
I guess you get more plaudits.
Yes.
Of beating, like competition that is worth it.
Mm.
These guys, if you analyze the league titles that they've won, 4 or 5 of them,
I think you made it to protect your voice.
Yeah.
4 or 5 of them
Yeah.
were won before the First World War, or rather, right immediately after the First World War. That's in the 1930s.
Yes.
That was before
I
World
mean-
War II.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, sorry.
So you agree with that?
So I mean, in the
Come on
1930s, 4 of them, 5.
But that's when you were founded. It's not a problem that we won then.
you were founded in 1890. By the time you guys were winning that, we were like 15 or 20 years old.
Relatively very young.
Yeah,
exactly.
very young.
Very young?
Yes, 15
And
years
then,
old.
look,
Very young in terms of football.
even the first
Especially
division,
formative years of football.
even the first division was relatively new, so you can't say it was really competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
No, you can't say it wasn't
Because-
competitive either.
It's like this argument the way we like to discount 5 of Real Madrid's 13 UCL
UCL titles.
Because the first 5 came between 1950 and
Yes.
55. When literally football was still developing.
Yeah.
They were the
Yeah.
Kings Club in
But they can't. You can't.
Yeah.
But they still won. They
But
still
yeah.
won.
It still counts.
It still counts.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's
still
give them credit for
Yeah,
that, right?
They won 5 on the bounce.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. So when we were winning in 1930, these dudes were 25 years old.
Roughly. More, yeah.
Yeah,
somewhere
25
there.
years old.
Hey, you've done the
Yeah.
math.
Yeah, they first won their title I think 1953.
Yes.
Big title.
Yeah.
55.
1955.
Yeah.
Yeah. After that,
Crickets. After that is crickets.
It's not like there hasn't
It's
been trophies in
cricket.
between that, but still. Right.
the one in
We
1955.
can't argue with that. Those are facts.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Facts,
Yeah.
facts,
Yeah.
facts,
So those are league titles. So
But let me tell you,
Yeah.
Yash, we did some analysis at Sun, yeah?
okay.
And Arsenal has won. This is now overall honors. Arsenal has 43 major honors won.
Yes.
Now in London, you guys are the top dogs
Yeah.
with 43 major honors. Second is the boys in blue,
Yes.
Chelsea, with 26. So your gap, like we have to discuss that.
It's actually, if I'm not wrong, 30 or 31.
You guys,
I think so.
because this I got from transfermarket.com.
Yes.
And it's updated as at the time of researching this, which was a week ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But even if it's 30, fine. Give
So
it.
even if it's 30,
The gap
it's
is
more.
Eh, say your gap.
Your gap.
We can't run away from that gap. Because even the one for Arsenal probably could be 44, 45. Because you see, it depends. Some of this analysis, some of these websites, they may not count some trophies as major.
Yes.
So that's why it can be a give or take.
Yeah.
Plus or minus.
Yeah.
But still, even if it's 43 and 30,
So even if you put the European competition in there, they still have less league
they
titles.
still have less
Most titles
overall honors
than us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What's your opinion on that?
16 of them are, what do you call them? This community shields.
Yes.
I mean,
16.
community
Yeah, 16.
it's not a problem that it's counted as a major honor. We are not the ones who tell them to count these as major honors.
if you deduct from the 40 something, how many do you have?
Yeah. The gap is more or less now close.
I mean,
Yeah,
yes,
it's
fine.
close.
If you're looking at numbers, fine. I mean,
Overall.
they've won more, definitely.
Okay. Then let's break it down now. What do we
it's the
categorize?
weight of these trophies.
Does the community shield have prize money?
No.
No, it doesn't have
It
prizes.
doesn't.
I don't
It's
know.
just
I don't
selfies.
see a
It's just,
They just took selfies.
it's just
No.
Yeah.
Obama.
Hiyo hatatoa.
Ni trophy ya flower guy.
Yeah, hiyo toa.
Yeah.
Hiyo si hatutaki,
Hakuna
hatutaki.
tunatambua.
But you know the funny thing is when you're winning that one, you're beating the league champion.
Yeah, but it's
But it's a new season.
It doesn't matter.
It's-
When
it's
you're
a new
a champion
season.
battle,
Yeah.
it's still a champion.
It's a
right?
curtain raiser. That's what it's called.
It's a categorizer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, we've never had a single community
don't
shield
see
that
teams-
has had the stadium full since community shields began. In like, okay, not since they began, but since the Premier League era, we've never
Yeah.
had a single community shield match that has witnessed a full stadium.
But you know,
Let's put it like
It tells you everything you need to know about people's perception.
Let's put it
of
like
that
Yeah,
shield.
yeah,
Let's put it like this.
Yeah.
It's a pre-season game with a trophy.
End of story. Hiyo na FA Cup by the way, na Emirates Cup tofauti tu moja ni sanctioned by
the
player.
difference is,
Yeah.
but you gotta give respect to the title though, because it's a competition between the best two teams of the league.
Not
last season.
necessarily.
Not necessarily.
It can be between
No,
the team
okay.
that finished first
And
the
the
team
one
that
that-
finished second.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It
Yeah.
depends on who wins the FA
Depends.
Cup.
No, no,
Yeah,
So like-
if the
like-
champion
like-
wins
yeah.
the FA, that's when they do that, right?
Exactly.
Or when
So-
Portsmouth wins the FA Cup, they're not the best team.
Yeah.
That was the best.
They're
But-
just the team that won the FA Cup.
But they won the trophy last season, meaning there are some many others which didn't win the trophy.
But you know the FA Cup is tournament football, which you can basically bullshit your way through.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that's basically it.
Yeah.
Like when Wigan beat City in the final. Yeah. Well, the claps in the community the next season.
Also when Wigan knocked you guys out of the Carabao Cup just the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
was
you talk about being knocked
Yeah,
out.
that
You want to talk about
I'm just
being
saying.
knocked
I
out?
was just saying.
Can we tell him about being knocked out?
I was just saying. This is so bad. I was just saying.
It happened last season.
But anyway, I think what we need to do, I think we need to classify what qualifies as
Yeah.
major honors.
Yes.
Then we work with that.
Yeah.
So major honors ni gani? Tuanze sahi.
For me, it's European, of course, trophies,
Yes.
league title
Yes.
in that particular order,
Uh-huh.
FA,
Yes.
then Carabao.
So priority ni hivyo.
Yes.
European,
Yeah.
league,
Yeah.
FA,
Carabao.
then the League Cup. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just have a question.
Yeah.
Charity.
Have we started talking about European title?
Now I think that's what we need to.
Yes, that's
That's
yeah.
what we had.
Yeah, that's what we because I know that you're just itching.
Yeah, it's
Not
the only thing
I
that
mean,
shows
I'm told I'm not
Not really.
This
It's
is
just waiting.
Ndio kimefungiwa.
Just
Iko karibu
waiting.
kufika sisi
Go on,
zote.
She's just stating the obvious.
Yeah.
Everyone knows. But I'd like to hear from him. Like, how many European titles do we have?
I think you need to ask that question again because
How many European
I'm on the
titles?
live and guys are asking. They're saying they can't really hear you, and also you,
Oh,
need,
really?
to,
Oh,
you
sorry.
need to raise your voice.
My apologies.
Yes,
I just wanted to
yes.
ask him.
Uh-huh.
How many European titles do they have?
Yes.
Yeah.
how many do we have?
So I can help you count. You know. Ready when you are.
See, I knew this was going to be the only time.
Yeah.
Or this, I have three instances in my mind where Chelsea will seem like a bigger club than
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
because I think we have. It went to European Cup, Winners' Cup. Or something.
Yes.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
European Cup winners
European
cup.
version, guys, I don't know.
Correct.
I don't even recall when he won it, so I don't count it. So as far as I know, in terms of that, you guys are better off.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yes.
They're better off.
Okay, so
Yeah.
But even if you combine that, bado cabinet yenu bado ina fall short.
Well,
Yeah.
as far as Europe is concerned.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing about this one is what I like about Chelsea and the European Cup is
Yeah.
when European Cup winners are talking,
Yes.
they'll be the last to talk because they only have one cup there.
when
The
we
Champions League winners are talking. If you are like, it's Champions League winners meeting, yeah?
Yes.
So you're having conversation. Okay, I'm not
I don't think
there.
that's factual. There are other clubs which only have also just one.
just one,
Yeah, you.
and that's all you need.
That's what you need.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what
To
you
be
need.
in the room.
Just to be in the room, even if you're
I'm
standing
not
at the
even-
back.
You guys are not even in the building.
You guys are not even in the building. I don't go for parking lot.
And before that, let me also say,
I'm not there.
it didn't just start with the UCL.
Yes,
We have won Cup Winners' Cup.
which they've also won. So you should shakata.
We won it twice.
Yes.
Yeah. And who did we beat in one of the finals? We beat Real Madrid. We have won the Europa League twice.
Twice. Yeah.
Basically, every time we are not in the
In the
UCL,
in the main top tier
in the
competition,
main top tier
you're in the
competition,
second one.
should we drop down, which has been twice?
You've won it both
We've won
times.
it.
Yes.
Right? We've won the Super Cup once. And of course, to crown it all, we've won the UEFA Champions League.
So at this point, Nyash, do you feel like you need a small break? I feel like you just
Of,
need a break.
of reflection.
Just to have a moment
Of
to
reflection.
deal with those two heavyweight punches that you
Yeah,
just
And
Kinda.
maybe just to add to that, I mean, you can't claim to be the bigger club in anything if you haven't won the biggest
Yes, trophy
honors
available.
in world football. You just
Okay.
can't.
In club football.
You just can't.
Okay.
Playing club football, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's a claim. I mean that's just showing
Kuna msafiri ya Janezi.
how big the
Janezi.
Chelsea club is, because
Yeah.
we even transcend London. It's not even just being a bigger club in London. We're big. We're big continentally. We're big globally. So we have the biggest honors. We've been having it for a
Yeah.
while. So
Yeah, I'll give you that one. I won't talk much about European competitions because I ain't there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Nyash, you shouldn't talk at all about it.
That's what I'm saying.
talking much.
That's what I'm
Not
saying.
talking
You can't
at
expect
all.
me just to shut up.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
actually-
actually to attend
and then, just to add to what I've said, we are one of the 5 clubs
Yes.
that has won the UEFA treble. That is the UEFA Champions League, of course, the
Europa League,
and the Cup.
and the Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah.
The only other team in
Yeah.
England that has done that is United.
United.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then
Arsenal fans,
As far as that one goes, we don't.
you,
have
you
much.
you can still redeem yourselves. Don't worry. The battle is, you lost this battle, but the war is not over. The war is not over
You repeat what you're to make pretend.
because, gentlemen, we're going to move on to the biggest. What do you call them? The top players who've represented your clubs over the years.
So
Right.
far, wait, before you go there,
Yeah.
so far we have said he's won round 1 in terms of history and major honors
Yes,
and overall honors.
overall honors.
But
Yeah.
he's won round 2 in terms
Yes.
of major honors on the
Mm.
European stage.
Isn't
the
that
European
subjective
stage.
though?
No, it's facts. They've won the
It's kind of
Champions League, you
subjective.
haven't.
Listen,
Yeah, I
They've
mean,
won the
you
Europa
don't
League, you
deny that.
haven't.
I'd put an asterisk on his. I'll tell you why.
Mm.
I mean, history also has to be relevant. That's why we started off by saying, you know, trophies that were won was between 1845 and all that. I mean, yeah, it's nice. Yes, we can't discount that. But if you look at the recent history, the last, and we're talking about the last 20 or so years,
Yeah.
there's only one club here we can talk about in terms of
Winning
trophies.
things.
and
But when you
winning
see,
things.
even when you're talking about
Right.
recent history, it is existing because of something that was done in the 1930s, 1950s, 1960s, and 70s.
True, we're not discounting that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you're looking at, you know, I mean, the only thing we can't do much about. By the time we all started supporting whichever clubs we were supporting, it was already evident that Liverpool had this number of trophies, Arsenal had this number of trophies.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have been easy for us to just go and Google and
Yeah.
just say, which team has won the most number of trophies, and then support that team. But
Yeah, which makes me wonder, how did you start supporting Chelsea? Because, you know,
The person you need to ask that question is this guy. How did he start supporting?
Ah,
Man
wait.
City?
That's not the discussion today. That's not the discussion. That's not the discussion.
I can answer that actually. How I started supporting Chelsea. I used to support any team that used to wear blue, and I grew up in a football madhouse. I was telling him just yesterday. My first recollection of watching a soccer match was between. I later came to know was United versus Chelsea, FA Cup final. I think that was in 1994. Of course, I was still a toddler. So as I supported all teams, I used to wear blue.
Yeah.
I came to notice this guy called Gianfranco Zola, and then from then on, that's when the interest picked up.
Yeah,
so
we spoke about this
by the
yesterday.
time Abramovich and them came along,
Yeah.
I already had the jersey, man. I had the
United shining
t-shirts.
out.
You know, I had the Super Cup and the Super Cup, which he doesn't have as well.
Abramovich is a knight in shining armor, that's for sure.
So,
If you're ready for
so let me ask. I'm trying to save your ass here, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Because can he use the fact that he has a gold EPL trophy to counter a UCL?
Mbona unamsaidia na
No, I can't use
points?
that one.
No, I'm trying to save it because
No,
you know,
he's drowning, but he hasn't waved a white flag to say he's drowning.
That's what I'm saying. When you
Why
start
are you giving him points? Don't
when you
give him
start looking at
points.
European Cups,
uh,
or narrowing down to European Cups, because
Yeah.
Nishahesabiwa kwa zile major honors.
Yeah.
So now we are narrowing down.
Yeah, now we're breaking down now
Mm.
the in terms of the major honors, which ones do they have and which ones do you have and how do they stack up? You get? Because Premier League uko nayo ako nayo. Si ndio? FA Cup uko nazo, ako nazo. Those zako ni mob. But now the top two,
yes.
because it's another European stage.
Yeah.
Hauko hata kwa room.
Okay.
Ako kwa building.
Hauko hata kwa parking lot hauko.
Hiyo ya European of course.
Yaani tukisearch
Yes,
Google
of course,
Maps,
kila mtu anajua.
hata hujaweka kwa Google Maps.
Niko.
Yeah, hiyo
wanajua,
industry.
wanajua.
So that's what I was saying. I was asking how the rounds have gone so far.
Yeah.
And guys help us to break down the rounds.
Exactly.
In your opinion, who do you feel like kwa ranking yako
Yeah.
iko aje? Huyu ako na amewin ngapi in terms of rounds?
Yeah.
Mimi naona ni tie so far for what we discussed. Because overall honors enda kwa na mingi.
Yes.
But now the major ones,
Yeah.
the ones that are really
If you narrow it down
if
to
you want to
the
break it
actual-
down,
The ones
Yeah.
that matter.
If you want to be subjective,
if you want to be subjective, yeah. So
It's trying to be political.
yeah, try to be political. So we can move on, Sam.
Alright, cool.
The next item.
Again, we've talked about the trophy cabinet. I was talking about the top players who've represented these two teams over the years. Now, how do we tackle this? What I'm going to do is give me your best Arsenal 11, give me your best Chelsea 11.
Wow.
Alright?
Is it Premier League era?
Premier League era.
Or as far back as you can remember?
As far as you can remember. So if you know players from 1990, 1960s, what? weka
alikuwa
hapo.
star, weka.
Alikuwa star, weka hapo.
Trey
You have to-
Wilkins,
have to justify
set
it.
to
God damn.
So, at the same time, I'm not going to give you guys that much room to think because, again, I've championed you as OGs of your club, so you should know, yeah, at least you've thought about this shit, right? So, start with goalkeeper. 15 seconds, make up. 15 seconds.
Goalkeeper.
15 seconds.
I think for me, I would go with
So that we can see, yeah, but that's a good idea. So that we can see whose 11, according to us, now the neutrals, is stronger.
Mm.
Oh.
That would be a good way of seeing, because both teams have had really top players play
Yeah,
for them.
true.
Yeah.
without doubt.
Both teams have had top players play for them throughout the Premier League era, si ndio Mwasi?
Yes.
So that could be a nice way of seeing 11 ya nani on paper. Inakaa kuwa ngori.
Exactly.
And whatever, you can even give them a standard formation, because when we started watching football, tulijuana 4-4-2.
Yeah.
So let it be a standard formation.
4-4-2.
4-4-2. Standard.
Wow.
It's the one we grew up watching.
Okay.
Hizi ba 4-2-3-1 zililetwa na umseweni wa 43 hapa.
Yeah.
Zililetwa juzi na Pep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
champion.
3-4-3.
Hizo ba 3-4 hizo.
3-4-3 ilikuwa na exist kitambo.
But how many teams are literally
Yeah.
using?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aya, we're going to start with the keepers. Nyash, start.
Wow. For goal is
So what I do, akisema mimi naandika. So
Yeah.
we have our players on the
a
left.
tricky one, man, because I'm torn between Seaman and Jens Lehmann. I think for me, I'll just go with Jens Lehmann.
Jens Lehmann.
Because with us when it became
Let me
invincible.
start typing this.
Aya,
Let me start typing.
Lemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anto.
Mine is pretty easy. He's the best keeper we've seen in the Premier League. Most clean sheets. Better save percentage. Peter Cech.
Better check.
Okay. Wait. Hey, that's one in a beam. Alright, so
So,
yours is
Seaman and check.
Yeah.
Right?
so
This is
Seaman, check.
This is 4-4-2. Let's go to the left back position.
Left back.
Nyash.
This is a tricky one, because you know why, right?
Oh yeah, because yeah. I know.
That man there was dope when he was playing for us,
Yeah.
only for him to,
Yeah,
become
yeah.
a snake.
Yeah.
Only for him to go to a bigger club.
Oh, nigga, please. I would say maybe Nigel Winterburn.
Winterburn.
Yeah, I'll go with Winterburn because I can't go with Cole.
Goal.
Maze.
Aya.
But it's
You put
So
Winterburn.
unaziandika.
Yeah.
yeah.
So his left back is Nigel.
So Nigel.
Winterburn.
Aya.
Yeah. Aya. Anto.
Again, mine is actually very easy because I'm just going with the best players the league has ever seen. Best player in that
Yeah,
position,
good.
Nah.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole.
Ashley Cole.
Wow.
Ashley.
I'll
You
remember.
guys
Right,
just
right.
pick me up when he's done because mine is.
Yes.
So
Straightforward.
until you start with check, and then
Ashley.
Ashley on the
Ashley.
left.
So
Aya. Centre back. Nyash.
Nyash,
Tony Adams.
Adams.
Tony Adams. I think
Sema two pair. So we go faster.
Yeah, it's good.
Just say a
Yeah.
pair.
Yeah, Tony Adams is straightforward. I would pair him up with who now? God damn.
Because you guys have had some serious guys hapo, but you also had some serious clowns.
Yeah.
For Arsenal, it goes
Top
both
notch
ways.
clowns. Yeah,
You had some
Kuna
serious
Ingema,
comedians.
Lenge.
Hey, Churchill
Sanderos,
Row.
maybe? Sanderos?
Yeah, he's top clown. Yeah, he's top clown. As far as clowns go.
Top class.
Yeah, top class clown. Actually, I said the kwanza, then I think of the second guy.
Aya. Sawa. Anto.
Well, the first one is pretty obvious, yeah. The defender with the most goals, most clean sheets. I mean, it's it's becoming repetitive. But the greatest centre back of the EPL, John Terry, captain terrific,
Yeah.
Yeah.
has won everything.
Mr. Blue himself.
Mr. Chelsea himself.
Yeah.
To take your wife.
It's Mr. Steal Your Life. Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Mr. Steal
Mr. Steal Your Girl.
Yes.
His nickname,
Steal your trophies
his
too.
nickname
fam.
should be Tresongs. It should be called John Tresongs Terry.
Yeah. It's terrible.
So your pair?
Who to pair him with?
Yes. And you need to rush, guys.
That's quite a challenge. But I would go with Cavallo.
Ricardo.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That was a good pair.
That
Yeah.
was a fantastic pair.
That was a fantastic signing. I think for me, I'll pair Adams with. Nah, I'll pair him up with either Kolo Toure or Sol Campbell. I think I'll go with Sol.
Saul, yeah?
Yeah, I'll go with Sol.
Aya. We're going to the right back.
Yeah.
Joe, this guy is just so cocky, yani.
Nani?
Aya, tuanza na Anto. Hey, he's so cocky. You know.
Left back wake alishasema.
Ashasema.
Cole.
Okay.
For right back, I'm torn between Ivanovic and Ferreira, but I think Ivanovic had a good spell for a longer stretch.
Yeah.
And more or less actually won more than Ferreira in his time. So it's pretty close, but I'd go with Ivanovic, yeah.
And to voice, kumbuka voice.
Ivanovic.
Okay, Branislav.
Yeah. For me, I think that's a bit straightforward because after him, we've had so many other guys who kind of have been solid, but nothing to show for it. Lauren.
Yeah.
Good pick. That's a back four.
It's solid.
Guys, tell us what you guys think so far about your choices. Because it's looking tough out here. Where?
So far, keeper Seaman, check.
Yes.
Right. Left back up on Ashley, Nigel Winterburn.
Yes.
Umsa kona JT and Carvalho. Umsa kona
Campbell
and Tony Adams.
Beef. And then right back he has Ivanovic, he has Lauren. Midfield, Arsenal.
Kumbuka ni 4-4-2.
4-4-2.
Oh, 4-4-2.
So left wing. It's tough.
And guys, tell us.
Make your own 11 by the way.
You guys make your own 11. Watu wanaona so far kuna tu comments hapa. Chris Samora, of course, one of our biggest fans, is watching. Anasema leta pombe bwana. Kujia pombe. Joakim Jagi anasema Anto kudos. Joakim Wizi anacheki. Sheila Muni has said, but Google is life. Of course, Sheila. Google is your friend. And Mima Murata anasema nataka show. Tutakuwekea. Kama itaisha after trivia, tutakuwekea. Tutakubakishia. But keep the comments coming. Keep the comments coming, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So
the left wing.
Bio guys, time, man. Time.
This is tough, yeah.
So to go mid,
Left wing.
Yeah, should be an obvious choice.
I mean, come on. Yeah.
Moas. Really?
Jog my brain.
Pires.
Oh yeah, Robert.
Sindio Moas? Come on now.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's only one standard candidate. So, but ngoja. Pires used to play on the left and the right.
Left.
And Freddy.
Lundberg aliwacheza right.
Oh, sorry. So it's okay, Pires.
Yeah, Pires on the left.
Anto?
Man, this is tough. Has to be 4-4-2, yeah?
Yes. And it doesn't have to be so practical that at this player must be able to play that position. That's your best.
I go with Eden Hazard.
Big shout.
Where? The big guns have officially been brought to the table. So tumesema Hazard. Pires is
an OG.
He's an OG.
He's
an OG. Papa Pires, Papa Jones. Then Papa Pires.
So, midfield. Right? Midfield. Tell me your pairing. It's like we did with the centre backs. Tell me your central midfield pairing.
The pressure is on.
First of all, Vieira.
Vieira.
Patrick.
Obviously.
Pat has to be there.
Pat,
yeah, it has to be there. Yeah.
The partner is now the problem now.
Partner.
But you have choices though.
You
have choices.
Yeah, that's the problem now. At the 3, Fabregas is one of the contenders.
Gilberto
is another guy because the two are juggernauts.
Who did you used to play with Sana? I used to play with Ray Parla.
Ray
actually has the most appearances in the Premier League for Arsenal. Yeah. So
Ray was a serious guy, but I feel he's very underrated. But guys, tell us if you feel like Ray Parla is underrated.
Yeah.
Because it is not discussed enough for me. True. Even as a rival fan, I just feel like Ray Parla deserves a bit more respect. Anamaliza tu anashia huko. Kama Ivakile Ivanovic, sala mambo. Anaenda mtani. Hata story nyingi.
Vieira and who? Vieira and Fab. Vieira and Fab.
Vieira and Fabu.
So I'm thinking the pairing has to be a DM in the left.
I mean, if that's what you want, but it shouldn't be like at all. So you know,
one is obviously
Frankie.
Frank Lampard.
Hey, Frankie has to be there.
Greatest midfielder of all time.
Greatest midfielder. Greatest thing since
the next person I'm torn between the person who actually that role was named after, the Makelele role. There is Essien, Kante is in there.
Yeah.
Is in the
But Kante
conversation.
is just 2 years.
Ah,
It's
yes,
been a chance
But
for
it's in the conversation for me in
The
terms of guys who
defensive
really.
seed that was planted as far as backing the bars go, the seed
The
itself,
seed itself.
Claude Makelele.
Yeah. So
Seed of
I think
Yeah, seed of Makelele.
Essien Makelele. Essien did it for a longer period, but I
Yeah, he was there for longer, and he also scored more goals, even as
Yeah.
even though he was more defensive.
Exactly.
I'd go with Essien. I'd go with Essien.
Essien Lampard.
Why? Because I think he did it for a longer period. We had him at his prime. And I think he was. I mean, it's tough, but between the two, I'll go with Essien.
With Essien, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So we've got. So we've got
Hazard, Lampard, Essien,
Yeah.
Perez, Vieira, Fabregas. One slot left.
Yes. So on the right wing.
I think this is the hardest for me. This is the hardest. Ljungberg.
Wait.
Left.
There's at least I give you some there with players. You can
The
nominate some.
options.
Yeah.
One of
Kuna
the
majina
some-
nilipatia
jog my
mse
brain.
for this segment for both teams.
Right.
There are some serious guys on both of those lists.
Let's see. On the right wing, yeah. So. I mean, if it's not Freddie, I don't know. You're gonna put Walcott.
Bruh. Really?
Who else played in your? Where did Reyes was a forward, yeah.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
yeah, he wasn't.
But he could play as well
on the wing
wide.
as well. Yeah.
RVP. He came as a
Forward.
winger. Wildod.
Wiltord was a forward though. He was a
More
forward.
forward.
He was a
Wiltord,
forward.
yeah, for me.
He was a forward.
Even now, this new age, you haven't had anyone who's
Alexis.
been.
Alexis.
Alexis.
Let me put Alexis on.
Say put him in the list.
Yeah,
He's on the list
yeah.
there, yeah.
I'll put Alexis.
Alexis,
On the right.
yeah.
On the right.
Some come through. What is yours?
Hey, unauliza mtu wa Chelsea, Buddha, sana wingers.
Wingers.
Biggest.
So, lakini pia hapo iko true. Hapo iko true. Yes.
I think that one
Alexis is okay.
Yeah.
His impact was
was
phenomenal.
huge for us.
It was huge.
Atakali was short.
It was significant.
Short and sweet.
Yeah.
And whichever winger you're saying, say it with your chest.
Say
yeah?
it to chest.
Say it to chest. Little nigga.
Again, one of the best
Yeah.
forwards who can also slot in on that wing.
Yeah.
We've had in the APL. His jersey was retired at the club. Number 25, Gianfranco Zola.
Wait.
I didn't think he was gonna say Gianfranco, but he's on the list.
He's on the list.
Zola is on the list there.
Yeah.
But I didn't think he was gonna say Gianfranco. I thought probably he's gonna say. Now.
Wakina Willian, sijui nani mwingine.
Robin was there for a
Robin
short
is there
time.
for a short time, yeah.
Manuda was there and he's one of the
Willian?
things.
Willian.
Well, is that guy who had like 20-something
Nah.
goals and assists in
In
7
how many
years?
games?
That guy? Nafa.
Please,
That guy is in Arsenal now.
directional story huku. Directional story huku hivi.
Nafa.
Yeah, enough.
Alright guys, let's wrap this up with the strikers. This should be easy.
Yeah.
This should be easy. Alright.
The easiest. I think for me it'll be straightforward.
Because I could-
Dennis and
End of story.
Dennis and Titi.
Titi.
One
By
time.
Dennis, you say who? What's him?
One of the
His full
best
name?
strikers you've ever seen in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Thierry Henry most golden boots. It has to be him and Dennis Bergkamp.
And that
Yeah.
pair
A
was-
god. Dennis is like a god. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk much about him.
Anto?
Straightforward.
Well, obviously.
Yeah.
Mr. Double D.
Yes.
Didier Drogba.
Didier Drogba, aka the Dragon.
Drogba with the hair.
That's the Drogba we're talking about.
Yeah.
The Drogba who scored 15 in 15 against Arsenal.
Nigga, please.
Yeah.
You had to go there.
11 goals in 11 finals.
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I just know.
Yeah.
Relax.
But Arsenal is
let me shuffle to
Let me
that.
rephrase. 11 goals.
in 11 finals.
Yeah.
Big game player that league. Big game
yeah.
Big
player.
game player.
And did you hear nani?
Phew, I'm torn between
Yeah.
Diego Costa and Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. That guy was a
Jimmy.
bad man.
Jimmy.
Is he on the
That
list?
guy had.
He's on the list.
That guy had.
He's on the list.
Who?
Jimmy.
I'll tell you why I'm considering Jimmy. That guy had 87 goals in about 143, 145 appearances.
For Chelsea.
That's a goal every 2 games.
That's the ratio.
That's lethal.
Yeah.
And he also won a golden boot for you guys.
He did.
He won a golden boot, which Nani hasn't done. Costa didn't do.
Yeah, Costa didn't.
Yeah,
Costa did not win a golden boot.
He didn't,
But
yeah.
Floyd won.
Yes.
Floyd won.
But Floyd doesn't have Premier League title. Costa does.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
That's the
guys,
difference now.
you've heard these first 11s for these guys. You've heard the Arsenal, heard the Chelsea one. Do you agree? Are there some players that you'd have put in, changed, substituted, whatever? Do you have your own 11? Post them on the comments section, alright? Remember, the topic here is who's the biggest club in London? We talked about the trophy cabinet, we talked about arguably the best players to represent them through the years, actually since the inception. These guys have put in some beast players, by the way.
Yeah.
Beast players, right? I can't say the same about Spurs. But anyway, moving on, alright? What we're going to do right now, we're going to get into some FIFA, right? Get into some FIFA. I'm going to play against Nyash. The original plan was to play Chelsea versus Arsenal, just to follow with the topic. But Nyash realized that Arsenal on FIFA is just dead. It's a dead meat. It's donkey meat. It's game meat.
I wouldn't say that exactly.
It's game meat. You know when you go and you think you're eating nyama choma, but you're eating ass. You're eating ass. A donkey is also called an ass. So I'm just saying.
You know what? He's making me want to go back to Arsenal. Go back to Arsenal.
It's getting you to go back to Arsenal.
That's what we want to do.
But I strongly advise you not to do that. I strongly recommend. Don't do that shit. Don't do that. Don't go there. Don't go there.
How bad can it get?
You guys, like so, we've been here. We've done seen this. We've done seen this. The carnage, the sheer carnage. You don't want to see that. Crime scene.
To start, why am I playing with him?
Because this guy didn't play FIFA.
Oh, he didn't play FIFA.
I'm gonna play with Chris.
Whoever.
You chose him. So.
Yeah, because he needs to practice. He needs to practice. So as you guys play FIFA, we can still be continuing with the discussion here. Yeah, biggest club in London, because kuna vitu kadhaa tujaongea hapa. For instance, the current situation of both clubs. Sindio?
Yes.
You guys are unbeaten in the league so far. Oh no, you're not. No, you're not.
Yeah,
you've only lost one game. Chelsea has also lost one game. Because essentially you guys are both lost to the same opponent. Liverpool. Which is, it's nothing embarrassing.
Yeah.
And right now, who's high in the table? I need to check that. Let me check that. I don't know who's high in the table.
That's Arsenal with 9 points, I think.
It's Arsenal, no?
I think.
Some 9 points there.
We have 7. We drew with West Brom, so.
Oh yeah. Embarrassing.
So
that was embarrassing though.
But at least they came back. They came back from 3 goals down, you get.
Still couldn't win though.
So Arsenal are 4.
Something Arsenal doesn't know about.
Yeah, still couldn't win though. We came back from you guys and we
Could it
whipped
be
your
any more
ass.
predictable?
That 2-2 win.
The 2-1, the recent came to Manchester and tuliwapiga.
Si kitambo.
Juzi tu ilikuwa kasta.
Let me tell you,
FA
this
Cup
guy is
So
in
ulinyonga
the
hivi
league.
In a cup final
In the league,
Ulinyonga ulipiga ukaua.
Tulipiga.
Hata kudembeleza.
Huyu hata karibu niue kwake.
Martinelli.
First of all, if we're talking about the FA Cup,
Yes.
Number one, there was a red card that was issued that wasn't a red card.
To who?
To us guys. To Kovacic.
FA Cup final.
Yeah.
You're talking about the FA Cup final. Kovacic.
Someone got a red card.
It's not Kovacic.
Yeah, it was.
It was Kovacic.
Yeah. You're making me doubt myself.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Number two.
I can't remember.
Number two. The game just went away from us. We lost Pulisic to an injury.
Yeah.
We lost Azpilicueta, our
Yeah,
captain.
your captain.
I mean, it gets to a point.
But it
gets to a point. There's nothing much you can do. It's not really about tactics or the players. Sometimes just the game just runs with it. But I also feel Anthony Taylor did a massive disservice to the tie, not even just ourselves, because the referee was atrocious. There's a first time.
He pulled a
First time we've had one referee officiate 2 FA Cup finals, and the last one he officiated as well was between Arsenal and Chelsea.
Yeah.
And guess who scored? It was a handball goal. It was Alexis Sanchez. I mean, it's been.
But you know what, Andrew?
It doesn't really matter.
You know my response to that.
What I wanted to say. These guys came to the pitch.
Talk us.
I knew.
He's gonna say something.
This guys came to the bridge.
Yeah.
The game ended 2-2. But these guys have been posting those videos.
Kona hiyo
since-
kwa marginal.
You'd actually think they won.
You actually think they won.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, you guys were winning
such a
until the
big-
very last.
Yeah, they were winning the game.
You were
To
winning
come to
until
the
the very last
bridge
minute.
and actually salvage a point. For
It's a big
club
win for
as
them.
big
As Arsenal.
That's huge.
It's humongous.
That is
humongous.
that is crazy. You know, these guys, they can't believe the fact that they were leading that game. They were winning it.
You are winning. Actually, you are winning.
I think we were actually.
They were-
Are we 10 men?
Yeah, you were 10 men.
We were 10 men.
Yeah.
You could not hold out a win against 10 men.
Yeah, they were 10 men.
We were 10 men. So you're telling me about 10 men in the FA Cup losing? That is bullshit.
No. Here we have a saying, eh? Sam. That
Yeah.
sounds like a you problem.
Sounds like a
Yeah, not our.
Oh, referee. Oh, Spilikweta injured. Oh, sijui
But
nani
you're waiting to say
alipata
that,
COVID before test ianze. That sounds like a you problem.
It's not out.
Eh?
So,
What's this?
when you're talking about 10 men, if you come out from the bridge with a single point, on
Yes.
the verge of losing,
Yeah.
not getting anything, that's a shout.
Here's the thing for me. There were 6 points up for grabs between ourselves.
And
We got 4.
you got for you're easy.
They got 1.
The-
I mean, that settles it. I mean,
But I mean, from a position of leading 2-0, I think, or 2-1, to end up drawing
Against 10 men,
against 10 men at home,
should have easily.
that feels like a defeat.
Yeah.
It kind of does. It has to feel like a defeat.
You know, also the way they played against was wrong. I mean, the team that just got promoted, Juicy, and they are getting 1 or 3-0.
But the fact that they came back, you should give them credit for that.
Well, of course we.
Even though that goal, that the equalizing goal should have been chalked off.
right.
Havertz handled in the build-up.
Yeah, he handled
He
it.
handled.
He did, man.
He did.
Sounds like a referee problem to me.
Yeah, the same kind of thing you're talking about. Anton Taylor.
Let's-
You know,
let's-
the same Anton Taylor fight now.
Let's put a bit of
And you're calling
context.
United VRFC.
Let's put a bit of context also,
Yeah.
This is a team that finished late in the last season because they had European commitments.
Yes.
Again, something Arsenal already know about. But
You have to put us in that position.
and
Hata
then,
hizo points atakuongeza sauti. Hizo points ni moto moto. Hebu
Yeah.
ongeza sauti.
so you have a team which has say
Oh, European competition, the one you won, huh?
five or six.
Enye mlikuwa mnauliwa.
Five or
Yeah, talk
six.
about it.
Listen,
Guys.
5 or 6 new players.
Yes.
Right?
You're making a case for Chelsea now.
Yeah, they haven't. They were just, we're just beginning to even tell. Yeah, half of them are are injured. So we're just, early days. It's
Early
something
days.
that is expected. Of
Yeah.
course, you wouldn't expect Chelsea to hit the ground running and get 4-5-0.
Yeah, they don't do that. They don't do that.
Other match. So I think with time that will improve.
Because I remember I told you the issue I have with Chelsea is
Yeah.
getting those players to gel. If Lampard can be able to get them to gel as soon as possible,
Especially-
sooner rather than later,
Yeah.
mtakuwa sawa. Mtakuwa sawa. Aya, on Arsenal now. Nyash, sijui kama unaweza multitask. Juu naona ushapiga mtu mmoja huko.
Moja ama mbili.
Haya.
Producer,
Boss, is your
inaonekana this is what guys are watching. Get
Chris.
clapped.
I think you should put his whatever on.
I remember I told you he needs
But there we go now.
Is it on? Like, we should,
Haya. Hey, niggas
Hebu muomba
be
kwetu.
You know what the funny thing
Niggas
is?
be-
Yeah?
hey,
You know what the funny
yeah.
thing is?
Weza.
You know what the funny
Yeah.
thing is? Yeah, he's been quiet all through, so you would think.
Eh, he's the one leading.
At least
Who anapiga story
I'm
hapa?
talking. See, I'm also
No, you're not.
I'm talking as well.
So, check it about Arsenal. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another parameter here we're looking at. Current best players at both teams.
Oh.
Of course, we all know the standout best player Arsenal was. Everyone knows who he is. We don't have to say that. Do you have to mention his name?
Who?
PEA.
Oh, the biggest. Yeah, that's obvious.
He is the current standout player
At Arsenal.
at Arsenal. Sindio?
Undoubtedly.
And who else? Who else would you mention in that list?
Right now.
Aubameyang, yes, we're talking about current best players at both clubs.
I'll
So you
put
wanna go
Gabriel there.
comparison? After 2 games.
After 3 games. No, after 4 games.
For Guinea. Oh, game mecheza nne.
It's not Schroeder.
Wait.
Mustafi.
World Cup winner.
By the way, there's a time after the 2014 World Cup, there's a friend of mine called George. I don't know whether he's watching. Maze, once that World Cup was over and the transfer window closed, this guy was bragging to us. Maze, anyone who dared to listen, he was telling you the same shit every single time. Unajua Arsenal said kuna 3 World Cup winners.
I don't think there's any team that's
Podolski,
the same.
Ozil, na Matesaka. Buddha, we're gonna be slaughtering niggas this season. Top 4 dash.
You actually said that?
I say that. I'm telling you, we have 3 World Cup winners. Say, Ati weke logo ya Mercedes Benz hapo nje hivi. Hawataki ujinga. The Germans are finna tear the league up. Wapi? No chance. Sabu ni waste. Toka nyama.
Leta hii nonsense.
Utaki mpuzi hapa?
Leta.
Sawa nyash.
Kijana ana
na kuona. And even now, because Arsenal sioni kama mko na too many candidates for best player.
Come on, Thomas. Thomas is the best dribbler in Europe. What are you talking about?
Ati Thomas.
Thomas is the best dribbler.
Partey.
Where's uangalie whoscore.com?
Thomas Partey.
The best dribbler.
Wewe kwani Messi
anakushow? Si uangalie.
Kwani Messi anatumia
most take-ons versus success.
Angalau, kwani Messi ana mgumu?
Angalia most take-ons versus success.
Thomas Partey. You wanna tell me Thomas Partey is a better dribbler than Lionel Messi?
Wait, take-ons are.
You know what I can show?
Yeah, he's more successful. That's exactly what I'm telling you.
I think I did that.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
The blasphemy.
That is exactly what I'm telling you.
Treason.
The blasphemy.
That is treason.
Unajua, unajifanya sana. Ingia Google.
Acha niingie.
Google is your best friend. Check who's the highest rate of success in terms of dribbles. Then ukuje you talk to me.
Acha niingie. Sahi. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? Hata sitamaliza hiyo statement ya. I will finish the whole search bar na nikatu best dribbler in Europe.
Yes. The last season uone, angalia.
Yako ni last season.
Buda kwani unataka
Messi was injured half of the season.
Who gives a fuck? Is that a problem?
It's not a you problem.
It's not it's a he problem, not mine, man.
Really? You focus on one season. Hata yuko hapa.
Let's come back to bite you.
Si ndio hii plan is not here.
Yeah, he's playing football.
Wewe hii story kwa gazeti gani ya 10 wewe?
Whoscore.com.
Ni Nairobi. Unasoma Nairobi.
I can even show you the tweet.
Sasa ndio story kwa Nairobi.
Wewe football ni nani?
Wewe ndio story kwa Mpasho wewe.
Oh shit. Watuko.
Itakwatuka.
Angalia, I'm saving your ass. Check whoscore.com. Then ukuje you have this conversation.
Very clever read, Casemiro. Might be able to set up the chance.
I'm trying to find this thing and I can't find it. So umesema niangalie wapi?
Whoscore.com.
Bado una nyongo.
Whoscore.com.
Hey, you are getting clapped.
That was my mistake.
We won't just pretend that the
That's
third
a
goal
mistake.
didn't
But what is
just
the mistake?
won't act like we didn't see the third goal just go in.
Alright.
You know the whole
Sweating back here. Yeah.
Guys, dying.
So you need to train. You know kwambia that's why you
Yeah,
need to practice.
Ah.
So umesema niangalie who scored
Whoscore.com.
Okay.
They have
A ranking system.
they were actually I think trying to show the transfer best 11 in terms of stats.
Okay, so
Like their success rate in terms of whatever they were doing.
of all those parameters.
But how is he one of the best players? And
Ooh!
he hasn't kicked a ball for Arsenal.
Nani?
Partey.
Ndio nashangaa.
Hey.
I mean,
Yeah, we can't
we can't discuss him.
Ndio nakwambia the quality there
Sure
is
thing.
scarce.
But he's an Arsenal player. He's an Arsenal player. It doesn't matter.
So already he's the best Arsenal player?
No, he's among the best. We are talking about the best.
That's
He
it.
is the best. Tulishasema hiyo.
Partey ndio nimeiget Partey has a dribble success rate better than any other player to have attempted at least 35 in La Liga for last season, 88.9. Ndio hii, si ndio hii?
Ninasema ajue hii.
Huko.
The same shit anasemea.
88.9.
In La Liga. What about in Europe? Check out in Europe one. Haikuwa kona.
Wapi?
Chelsea certainly enjoying the lion's share of possession, but after that,
Producer amechoka na mtu hapa.
take control, you've got to take responsibility yourself.
Pole. Nakwambia kwa kamslow basi, unanijua. I have challenges. How I've made it through this fine life is a modern miracle. So unasema ni Google hapa. Okay, nimeiget. Lakini surely hii ni kitu mnataka kusifu mtu nayo. Hey, dribbling. Na ni defensive midfielder. Acha si dribble hapa tutampress Premier.
Can you imagine?
Atajua, hey my
By the
friend.
way, yeah,
How can you have such a start ukiwa
still on London affairs. Do you know Chelsea is
Yeah.
has the most wins from all London derbies?
Across the city.
Across, yes.
So akina Palace, Fulham, Bolton, Chelsea,
Arsenal,
everyone.
We have the most number
Hey.
Let me tell you something
of
else.
derbies, yeah?
In terms of revolutionizing football, is there anything Chelsea that they have ever done in terms of revolutionizing?
Si ni pesa tu.
Isipokuwa hiyo ya kuleta mabwanyenye kwa the Premier League and Masponyo.
Mabwenyenye.
Yeah. Guys who's
Yeah, it's true, but it's true this
if you
party.
yeah. You've seen.
Some producer can guys see it? Eh? Oh, we pause the game.
Okay.
Have you paused the game? Because he needs to switch. Just temporarily, then your clapping will resume.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
Your clapping will resume. I don't know whether guys can see this. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's true. It's true.
Yes. Who's
Arsenal
Messi?
transfer target Thomas Partey has the best dribbling record in La Liga ahead of Lionel Messi.
In Europe, the second guy is Thiago Alcantara.
Messi has had a slow season, no? He's fourth actually in La Liga.
In La Liga,
Messi
he's
is
fourth.
yeah.
I'm joining now.
You're right.
But
But amekuwa ameumia. He's been injured.
don't give a shake, aliumia si ajiweke fit.
Hivi ndio Arsenal wanaongea tu wamesign Partey. Anyway, haina shida, tuko tu hapa. We are still here.
So I was going to say, like, in terms of revolutionizing football, Arsenal have played a very key
Big
role, something Chelsea can only dream of, to be honest.
To be honest, there I agree.
How so?
I agree
Like-
with you.
How so?
Our coach, Herbert Chapman, was the first guy to propose watu wacheze under floodlights.
Oh, he was the first guy.
Yeah, he was. And the
That's some
FA,
serious knowledge I'm getting.
FA did not agree to that until 1950. That's when the first game was, that's when Arsenal were given the license to play Usiku under the floodlights.
Really?
Numbering of shots.
You call that revolutionizing?
No, it's
Buda, watu wakicheza hii Champions, let me tell you something else. Champions League
there's a
football.
pause.
Champions League football.
Oh my
Herbert
goodness.
Chapman was the first guy to propose to Europe, to UEFA, to have such a competition where clubs, like in England, are competing with clubs in Spain.
In Spain.
Yeah.
He was the first guy. UEFA agreed to that, I think, 20 years later.
After he had already
After he had even died by
he had
then.
already passed
But he
away.
was the one who was championing that. Numbering of shots.
Yeah.
You see guys playing with the numbers of their
Numbers
shots.
of the shots.
Herbert Chapman was the first guy to propose such to be done depending on where you guys play.
That's some serious knowledge right
Chelsea can never
Hold
talk about it.
on.
there. Yeah,
That's
that's a big deal.
There were two teams which were among the first teams to wear numbers on
their jerseys.
and Chelsea was one of them. I mean, there are a lot of firsts for each and every club. Chelsea was a first club to fly in players for a local game. Chelsea was the first team to.
Is that revolutionizing anything?
Exactly, it's the same point as yours. I mean,
But this is revolutionizing. This one is revolutionizing.
Really say
There was no
this.
numbering of shots before.
Someone in your club suggested, but
Yes.
who was the first one to do it?
Who suggested it?
I mean,
Why did you do it if it was
who
not suggested? You did it because someone suggested
Someone
it.
suggested.
Yeah,
The one who suggested was not even in your club.
I mean,
He was not even in your club.
Which
fine,
is a-
but
I'm still going on. I'm still going
You're
on.
still going on.
I'm still going on.
Yeah.
I'm still going on.
Yeah.
The first game to be televised in England was an Arsenal game organized by Arsenal and BBC.
Yes.
It was actually an Arsenal versus Arsenal game, but ilikuwa televised.
Arsenal versus Arsenal.
Yeah,
You're playing against yourself.
of course. It was a trial game.
Hey, you've been feeling yourself
It,
for a minute.
yeah, it was a trial game. The first game to be broadcasted on radio was an Arsenal game versus Sheffield Wednesday.
Okay.
So, like, hizo zote zile happen too because of Arsenal. You are making moves and pushing things, while Chelsea were doing fuck all.
I don't.
Wait, comments are coming. Wait, guys,
Is that
before I
really
do this
changing
one.
the game?
I mean,
Really? Is it?
It is
Comments are coming.
television of football is how we watch football now. If there was no television of football, we would not even be watching football, could we?
Well,
So without Arsenal, we wouldn't be watching football.
Maybe we could not.
is that
Wait, Nyash, umeambiwa kitu hapa.
No, like,
Yes,
sema kitu
wait.
chenye Chelsea walifanya. I'm saying what we did.
As in,
Yeah.
wait, Nyash, sorry.
We
to
did our
interrupt.
best.
For me, yeah.
What did
All
Chelsea
those are just footballing fasts. And if you look deeper, every club has something they have done that the other club didn't do.
Yeah.
We are also on record for fielding the first starting 11 that didn't include an English player.
It was you guys.
Yes. Would I really say that is changing the game? It isn't.
You're just doing the opposite of what
Exactly.
you're
And for me,
Exactly.
it's I
You
feel,
should give them credit for that.
yes, but would I really
First
call
black
it?
guy.
I feel like it's the same point as he's saying. I don't feel like it really changed the game.
It does change.
I would have expected him to say, like, you had when Arsene Wenger came in.
Yes.
He was the first guy to introduce sports science.
I was heading
He was
there.
going there.
Yeah.
That's how I was heading.
I think that's
Na- na-
that's
napeleka na
that's
ria,
a
naenda kana
legitimate-
kuja, naenda na kana
that's
kuja.
that's a
Napeleka na ria,
legitimate
pole.
that's a legitimate
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
kwanza.
a- that's a legitimate point. But
That's
I'm
what I'm
saying,
getting to.
were the players who started playing with a number.
Okay,
not playing.
First guy to suggest, let's put the lights on.
But that's something. That's
And first
something.
get to play under the lights. Not just suggest, but
for
to
me,
actually
this is a
play.
strong point.
It's a strong point.
For me, it is.
He didn't just look outside like, yo, it's dark. I think
Mbona hakuna mtu mwingine
England haiko inafanywa.
Mbona hakuna mtu mwingine
Why-
anasema hivyo?
How about Chapman?
I never thought about it.
Right, who else? No, you see, thinking about
But that's
it
where
and
the-
bringing it out are two different things.
And then
And that's what I said also.
Yeah.
Someone suggesting it and actually having guys who come and actually do it.
They're doing it because
How
he
are the
suggested
two,
it.
how are the two related?
They are doing it because he suggested it.
Yeah, he
Okay,
brought it
fine.
up.
Unasikia ka ile
The
ya
club
European-
that suggested that,
European
that we have
competition.
5 substitutions, once we went into lockdown, was Frank Lampard. So now do we credit and say Chelsea has
Hiyo ni juu ya
completely
corona, kazi
changed the
corona.
game?
No, yeah, yeah, but
You also suggested it.
Yeah.
period.
How
And
is
it
it
was good.
different?
No, that's also a point for you.
But is it really changing the
But
game?
you see,
No,
that's
it's
a
not
point for
changing
you.
it because that was just a periodic thing.
Yeah.
Which has ended.
Which has
But
ended.
hii yao,
Hii ni
hii ya-
long lasting,
ya flat
2
line for
days.
me, it's a big deal because it convinced UEFA, even if it happened 50 years later.
Let me tell you.
The fact that they
Yeah.
mentioned it
Yes.
and they brought it out,
Okay.
and
You
it
know
was
how
effective
about-
and it's been there until now.
At the kind of this one will come to bite me back in the ass, I will say. Herbert Chapman was the first manager in England to take his team outside England to play with a team in another country.
Yes.
You are the first
Paris.
And they lost.
and they got clapped.
No, we won. We won. I was going to say that, but nilikuwa
Because
just-
you were eventually-
But you haven't won a European
Yeah,
Cup,
yeah,
but we are like the
That's
first
also
guys to
something.
suggest that.
That's for
It's something.
progressive.
Yeah,
We are
yeah,
like
yeah,
the first guys
yeah.
to suggest that.
For
So,
thinking, yes.
for thinking, yes.
But revolutionizing
Nah,
that.
that's
That's
too big of a
revolutionizing.
term.
Because eventually I feel like even Man United tungeboeka tu kuka England at some point ningesema si tushe tujaribu kucheza.
Yeah, but sasa
Eventually
kwa nini-
it happened.
And then look
kwa
at
nini
it.
nyinyi mlikuwa mna exist your
And then
time
look at it.
under in whichever manager you had? Why did you never do that?
Yeah.
Why did you even? We are not even competing in like something competitive with stakes and stuff. Just
Yeah.
take your guys from England and
Let's go
Scotland.
test themselves as
Go
well.
to Germany, play with Bayern.
So let me
because
ask.
maybe your tape
Is it,
was
does the credit go to the person who actually had these thoughts and who
Of course, the person who goes
or is
there.
it the club?
It's the
Because
person.
someone was bound to it.
But that person is a legend,
You
bro.
understand?
Tuko na statue kwake Emirates.
For me,
Yeah.
someone who comes and changes the game is someone who comes and adopts
Brings in
whatever it
something
is
completely
that every other person starts
doing.
doing in terms of the game being a team sport. Is like the example I gave for sports science being
Arsene.
introduced and all
Yeah.
that was replicated across the league. For me, that's what really changes the game.
Yeah.
You could have someone who was very good and was visionary and he was associated with one club.
Yes.
So
Yes.
does the credit go to the club or does it go to the
The
person?
individual.
To him as a club, but
Right.
he's a club man for that club. So you can't take the club and
Okay,
separate
so let
it
me
from
say
the
this
person.
to end this debate, guys. Tell
You
us.
Yeah.
can't separate the person.
Pause there and tell us
Person.
whether you agree with hiyo point ya we arguing about the one for floodlights, some of the one for flying out.
Floodlights, European competition,
So
numbering
yeah,
of
both
shots,
those points are nyash.
Yes.
The two
go
of them.
broadcast on radio, on TV.
Hiyo ni kwa tu social media, hiyo ni social media.
Si nilikuwa
Mlianza
mjanja.
tu kwa
Nilikuwa
Uvera,
mjanja.
Uvera, mlianza
Nilikuwa mjanja, buda.
mlianza
Sisikia
jaro
vibaya juu si wajanja kuliko
mlianza jaro za
wengine.
Otile Brown
Give credit where it's due, bro.
Hii ni
Give
za
credit
kuna
where
kwa
it's
Otile,
due.
but anyways,
Give credit where it's due.
malizeni game.
That's it.
Acha kwanza nione kanta hold out a 3.
Haya, kuna kupost game tena kwa sisi nao tumepita time hata sana. Malizeni
One thing,
malizeni.
Chris, I think we need to talk about is still on the London clubs and which is bigger.
Yeah.
I feel like we all know the players
Yes.
that have come are there and how it has been. Big players go to big clubs, and big players go to big clubs because they feel that they can win the big trophies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very well said.
A big club can't be a stepping stone, and you only need to look at the recent history between the two clubs. Players come to Chelsea because they feel. Let me finish.
Okay,
Let me finish.
I see where you're going at, but
Players come to Chelsea because they feel. When they get to Stamford Bridge, they're like, nimefika.
bridge at 42k. 42k na watu kwa 60 and stuff.
By the way, usiongee story. Highbury ilikuwa na capacity ya 38.
Ndio maana tulitoka.
Tunaongea tu juzi.
That's why we-
Mtashinda trophy.
that's why we left.
In your 60s.
It's the 60,000.
Now you haven't won shit.
We have won
So,
every cup.
hold on, my
Hiyo ni ya major owner. Utake usitake, let's not pretend like
So, check it.
Good.
Ona players wale wameenda Arsenal, they've had to leave because
win
they
things.
felt, and not even just leave and go
Nah.
abroad or anywhere.
That's what I thought.
acha nikuulize, does that make United a small club? Nah,
Let him
haiwezi.
finish.
You see when
It
you
doesn't make
know,
United a small
It
club.
doesn't.
That-
you know when you know you're being slapped around. This is how
Nah.
you behave.
Yeah, when you want to interject. Let him finish.
Go on, alright, go on.
And it's just not players who have left the club and gone to, outside England.
The
other
team has
bigger clubs.
disappointed me.
Where you are the one who's the disappointment, get clapped.
The team has
You
disappointed
always take it to Hazard afuga
And repeat.
Uklon,
Left Arsenal
Yeah.
to probably what was the biggest rival for Arsenal at the time.
Yeah.
Went to United.
Yes.
Clichy, Nasri went to City.
Yeah.
Why? Because they felt they can win trophies. And they actually went on to win the EPL.
Yeah.
And so this,
We are going through a transition.
Hiyo point yako
Yeah.
kuna encyclopedia list ya players.
Kuna list.
It's an encyclopedia.
Ashley
Ase wana form 11. For real?
Yeah.
They can form an 11 those
Yeah, I
players.
think they can.
Keeper tu ndio itakuwa na ngori kiasi.
Yeah.
And you never know Emiliano Martinez anaweza na Aston Villa ashinde kitu. Sasa wamalize kagoma.
maybe clear.
And actually, did you see what he said? He said he feels like moving to Villa was an upgrade.
For him,
what
they are
he
chasing
said.
the
That's what he
national
said.
team.
That's what
Yeah,
he
exactly.
said.
Because they'll be playing as a number one. They
When
are
you
not
move from
here.
Arsenal to
Villa,
Villa,
yeah.
and you say it's an
Because he's
upgrade.
going to be as a number one.
And you still
That's
feel
exactly
you're
why.
the biggest
But you know,
It's a smaller
there's-
club, of course, to have a chance.
Yeah, he would have no chance of beating Liverpool 7-2 if he was playing at Arsenal.
Of course.
Never would have happened. No chance. Yeah, hakuna venye.
Yaani mtu anapigwa 6-1 au unaweza ongea kuhusu
Ah,
such shit.
cheza chini, cheza
Wewe,
chini.
mtu anapigwa sita ni nani aje?
That's another reason why. Another reason why I feel
Nah.
Chelsea is a big club. When players come, they stay first of all,
Yeah.
and they feel that they can win trophies. They win trophies.
Uh-huh.
They only leave once they're past their prime, and they acknowledge they're past their prime.
So-
and where do they go? They go to
To
smaller
Arsenal.
clubs.
Smaller
Arsenal.
clubs, of course.
Oh, so Hazard went to
David Luiz,
William.
Sociedad, right? Yeah, Hazard went to
No, he
Sociedad.
has a list. He has a specific name.
But let me ask you, how do you go? How do you leave?
And does
How
that
do
be
you
related
leave
as small
one club
Yeah.
and go to your most fiercest of rivals? You know, you can.
It's a transition period.
The same argument.
It's a-
You've been in transition from 2004.
Yes, we have.
To be correct.
We have actually
Five.
been, yes, we have. It takes long. Just like how it
I
took
mean,
long to
a lot
win
of
the
these
Champions.
arguments are not holding water. Then
You're quite-
bringing the issue of the stadium since they moved to the Emirates.
What do they have?
What
to
have
show
they
for
won?
it?
Please don't mention FA. And all.
That's
what have
bullshit. You
won?
can't tell me not to mention a
What have
major
you
one
won?
in England.
It is, but you see,
No, I'm
Kenya,
just saying.
see, we
No,
cannot set
the issue
parameters.
is
Let me
not.
tell you,
The issue is
we
not
cannot set
honors.
parameters
The issue
for
is
the
not
big clubs,
honors.
for the big owners. That sisi wa Kenya,
Tunatambua
we follow
hilo.
England football,
Yeah.
but for them they recognize FA as a major
But-
owner.
but-
But
But
once
the
they
one who brought up the issue of the
receive
stadium
it, they are not going to
capacity. I
recognize
didn't bring it
that.
up.
They are not going to recognize that as a major owner.
Yes, I have a
Major
question.
owners.
I have a
You
question
know what he's
for
doing?
that.
He's
Yeah,
changing
you
my
major
mind.
I
owners.
have a question for that. Your own, and I said it.
Ah,
Walking up
yeah,
here.
yeah.
When we are walking up here, what did I tell
They told you.
Your Arsenal's mouthpiece anakuanga troops. The internet never forgets.
Yeah.
He's been caught on camera saying he doesn't want to win anymore.
It's
Idiot
Mickey Mouse.
trophies.
It's Mickey Mouse.
trophies.
He was high on some
I
shit.
posted it on the locker room.
TXC ilikuwa inaongea.
Hakuna alisema tambui.
TXC ilikuwa
And you are here telling us.
Was high on some weed.
Acha nikushow trophy yote yenye
Was that
Portsmouth
something?
wameshinda recently. Trophy yote yenye Wigan
You see,
wameshinda recently.
and you're not
It's not as major
this
an
is the
honor.
problem.
Exactly.
You think you're the benchmark of
Portsmouth.
major owners.
Portsmouth.
You're not the benchmark of major
Choose
owners.
it true. They want it just there.
When the recipient Buddha.
You know the
You're not the
price-
one who says that FA is a small cup and you are here in Kenya and it's being played in England.
Yes, you are saying. Yeah.
Exactly. So you follow what they say. So when they tell you the league title is a major owner, you agree.
Yeah.
Who are you to refuse? You are
Yeah.
following what they're doing.
Yeah.
When they tell you FA is a major owner, you
Yeah.
recognize it as a fucking major owner.
Yeah.
If they say
Yeah.
Carabao Cup is a major owner there, wewe ni nani?
Unasema
Uko miles away ati.
Ulisikia wapi?
Ati ulisikia wapi?
Ulisikia wapi?
Ulisikia wapi ati the small club? If
Ulisikia
they
wapi?
say, if the major owners, when they are counting major owners for Drogba,
Yeah.
and I respect Drogba, I have
Wata
much-
count mpaka FA na
Wata
Carabao.
count hadi community shield
Yeah.
Buddha.
Yeah.
But here's
So-
the thing.
so what
Here's
is
the
it?
thing.
Who are we now
The
to
issue
say?
was not about honors. We actually that was the
It
first
was
point,
there.
and we finished.
It was there. Major
He
owners.
brought up the issue of stadium capacity.
See, I'm telling you the major
And I
owners of
said-
board since you left.
And I said it doesn't mean anything. Leicester won the league, and the
King
stadium.
Power
King
is
Power
trash.
has a capacity of 37,000.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
neither here nor
It doesn't
there.
matter
Yeah.
how big
It's
But
it
neither
when
is.
you're
here
comparing
nor
the
there.
two,
Yeah.
when you're comparing the
It's
two,
neither
of
here
course,
nor
you have
there.
a smaller capacity.
Yes, we do. And
The bridge
you
for
guys
years.
just moved to the Emirates just the other day.
Yeah.
You guys were at Highbury,
Yeah.
which majority of all these honors you're talking about have
Well,
been
one
won
there.
The
from.
big ones actually.
And that
for them.
capacity was 37.
I'm not bashing you for winning trophies there.
Hold on.
I'm not bashing you for winning trophies there. I'm just telling you, you have a smaller capacity stadium, that's all. It's a smaller pitch compared to.
That point is mute. That point is mute. You can't bring up capacity.
Nah, but mko nayo.
And since they moved,
Mko nayo kidogo sana.
What are you bragging about?
You have a billionaire of sports. You have a billionaire of sports. But you reside in a
stadium that has a smaller capacity.
You reside in a 42,000 stadium. A great stadium kwanza. Hata Spurs wamekuja tu juzi na hata watashinda kikombe yote. They're in a bigger club. They're in a bigger stadium.
So I've made 2 points. Chris, I've made 2 points.
They were bought for £1. Me kwanza club ilinunua for £1, bro. These two were going down to about for £1.
In addition to, you know, I'll tell you what. Let me explain that.
They were bought for £1. I don't know chocolate bar. Chocolate bar is like a £1 kind of.
I'll explain that. First of all,
club mzima inanunua for a chocolate bar.
Yeah, let me. Allow me.
Sir, finish and move on. Yeah.
Number one, the club came close to going under.
Yes.
Many times.
And during, okay, allow me to. During that time, the reason why we were doing that is because we took out massive loans because we had to redevelop Stamford Bridge at the time. You remember around, I think in the early 90s and the 80s, then some of these reforms started coming in, which required stadiums to have actual seats in the stadium.
Yeah.
Because if you look at it capacity-wise, actually one of the biggest attendance records that is there is it's for a game between Chelsea and Arsenal, which had I think 100,000 guys. But back then everyone used to stand, right? Yeah. So because of that, we really suffered financially, and you have seen that for quite a number of teams across England, across the leagues. Yeah. So the reason why it was £1, it's actually a reason based. It's a legality. You cannot buy something for no consideration. It was a token.
So if there was an option to buy it for nothing,
uwakili umeweza kuingia hapo.
Yes.
So consideration ni malipo. I need to break it down.
To
break it down, there has to be. You have to. It's something for something. Otherwise, it's a gift. Right?
Otherwise, it's a gift.
And the club already was in massive debt. Someone taking it over and offering to pay the debts, and then later invest his own money in buying players.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best you could hope for.
Yeah,
right?
that's the best you could hope for.
So,
buying you for
the pound was a token. It was a token. It doesn't reflect the value
of the club.
Yeah. If you want to talk about value, maybe is when now the club was transferred to Abramovich, which was bought at about
that's a whole different
That's a whole different
He also bought
so
Chelsea.
I
He
would
also
say,
bought Chelsea because they were easy to buy.
I've made 2 points. Number one, Chelsea has won the most London derbies. I think 130.
Which is a major point.
Which is a major point because we're talking about London.
Yes.
And which is the biggest club
in London.
We have been smacking these guys for quite a
all
while.
of them.
But still,
all of them.
Like, make a first 11 for all the other London clubs.
They've been clapped.
Smack them.
It doesn't happen. And they still have less
That was
big
number
titles.
one.
And
Number two. In addition to what we already discussed through some, I also mentioned that what did I say?
There are players who step.
We are a bigger club because bigger players who come to us and see us as a big club and they actually win. They don't see us as a stepping stone.
Or a retirement home. Come a check.
Alright? And look at the players who have gone the other side. Gallas, whoever.
Thiago Silva anakuja kuwin. He's not coming to retire, is he?
At end retirement.
He's not.
Siako retirement.
He was offered a 2-year contract.
Actually niambie pia ametoka Arsenal na ameenda Chelsea kuretire. Nataka tu mmoja. Si hata sina ubaya tumalize tu story. Just name some.
What are we doing here? I thought we talked about these points.
And went to Chelsea to retire.
I
will name 3 for you.
Are we doing a recap?
I'll name 3.
Are we doing a recap?
No, 18.2 you have players leaving Arsenal and going to Chelsea and players leaving Chelsea and going to Arsenal. In what state are they living? And what's the main objective and their ambition? For me, if you ask me, Peter Cech left Chelsea because he knew career imeenda kudai. Kutoa shakam number dash. Na mimi simu za social media staka kwa bench ni chat the
You know the reason why they go to Arsenal? Yeah, it's because it's in London.
It's in London. That's the only reason why.
And they don't want to move their family.
Yeah.
Czech was in Chelsea for what? How many years?
Since 2004.
So the family,
in 2012.
the kids, the wife, the actual
Everyone
UK residents and citizens. So
Yeah.
they don't want to shift the family life and all that. So the next,
I was telling these guys.
the next
They're
best,
the big club. They're the big club you can go to.
small
They're
club.
the big club you can go to in London.
Is
You could have chosen to go to Spurs, but you came to Arsenal.
but went to Arsenal.
Yeah.
He has a point there.
Czech is a big professional. Czech is a big professional. You gotta respect that.
Yeah, we can.
He's a big professional. The only one nazisikia walitudu ni Gallas. Gallas hiyo nao walitupiga kumbo.
Hata Luis.
Gallas pekee.
Vibaya.
Hata
Gallas
Luis.
Luis.
Luis pia amekuwa ameact
Gallas
maguzi.
Luis. Gallas Luis.
Yeah.
Luis pia ameact maguzi.
Hapo.
Exactly.
Hata William is yet
William.
the
Wait, is
Yeah,
it
what's discovered now? Why?
Guys are realizing where Chelsea
yet
was
to be seen?
Yeah,
No,
anyway,
I think
sawa.
it's too early.
Alright, guys. Okay. So let's wrap this up with
There's more
the
points,
trivia,
though.
with the trivia that we had said before. So what we're gonna do is this: we're gonna ask 10 questions, 5 each. 5 for Nyash, 5 for Anto.
Wait, Sam, I have a question.
Yeah.
Before we go.
Yeah.
Can I suggest, producer, can we end this here? Then we do another 10-minute session for trivia on its own. Because I just feel like it's gonna be way too long, and I want that trivia to stand on its own.
So,
Is that okay, producer? Does that make sense?
Is that possible?
We just end this here, because it's already gone beyond runtime.
Yeah.
And I would want guys to really watch that trivia session. Because even the last time guys were saying, it's a good thing it was done after.
Yes.
Okay.
So we end this now. We say guys, give us feedback on what you've seen so far.
Yeah.
Then log back in
Yeah, exactly.
for trivia, or even watch it later. It's okay,
Yeah.
you don't have to watch it
We'll be
immediately.
happy, yeah.
Then we do the TLR trivia. Is that okay?
That's good.
So usha nyonga.
Okay.
Ah!
I-
Unashajua? Unashajua? Have we discussed it?